My sister's laugh cut through the clinking glasses and cheap jazz of her office party. "Stop leeching off successful people," she said, lifting her champagne. Her coworkers laughed with her, eyes darting toward me. Her jobless brother, the family embarrassment, I smiled. That's all I did. And in that silence, she realized too late. This was my stage, not hers, because she didn't know the man she mocked owned the very company she worked for. And I was about to speak. Growing up, Sarah was the golden one. Straight A's, prom queen, the one our parents paraded in front of neighbors. Me, the quiet shadow, the dreamer. She thought my years of risk-taking, late nights, and failures were proof of her superiority. What she didn't see were the foundations I was building. What she didn't know was the empire being forged in silence. The distance grew when she landed her job. A dream career she bragged about at every family dinner. She treated me like a stray dog circling her perfect life. I let her because patience is sharper than pride. I started attending her work events quietly in the background. She never asked why, never cared, but I saw these signs. Her fake friendships, her desperate attempts to impress managers who couldn't remember her name, her hunger for recognition that never came. Then one night while leaving, I overheard her. My brother's a parasite, still chasing fantasies while I pay real bills. That was the moment. The betrayal wasn't the words. It was the smug certainty in her voice. So convinced I was beneath her. She thought she'd buried me, but she'd been standing on my ground the entire time. I didn't lash out, didn't confront her. Instead, it planned. My company had been acquiring firms quietly, layer by layer. Hers was one of them, a mid-tier agency swallowed by a holding group I controlled from the shadows. She never looked at the contracts, never noticed the parent company's name. She didn't care to, but I did. And that's when I decided her downfall wouldn't be loud. It would be surgical. First, I promoted her. A subtle push from the shadows, a position too big for her skill set. She thought it was talent, thought her charm had finally been recognized. I let her bask in it. Let her show off to our parents. Let her buy champagne for coworkers who rolled their eyes the moment she turned away. Then I pulled the floor. A deadline here? A budget misstep there. Things she should have managed but didn't. I didn't sabotage. I simply stopped protecting her. By the time the board noticed, she was already drowning, and still she bragged. Still she mocked me. I waited. That night at the party, she raised her glass loud enough for everyone to hear. Stop leeching off successful people. The laughter spread like fire. Her victory moment. I stood calm. Let the silence grow heavy. Then I said, "Funny thing about success, Sarah. Sometimes it belongs to the one you mock." Confusion flickered in her eyes. The room went quiet as I introduced myself. Not as her brother, not as the shadow she dismissed, but as the owner of the holding group that had just restructured her department. Gasps, whispers, eyes snapping toward her, then me. Her smile cracked, the mask slipping as realization clawed at her face. "Wait, you're joking," she stammered. I looked at her steady. "No, Sarah, you work for me." Her champagne glass trembled in her hand, and in that moment I saw it, the fall. The same sister who mocked me now stood exposed, powerless in front of everyone she'd tried so hard to impress. I didn't fire her that night. That would have been mercy. I let her keep the job, stripped of title, stripped of respect. Every day walking into a building with my name hidden in the walls, every paycheck stamped by the brother she called a parasite. That was better than revenge. That was justice. And when she finally avoids my eyes at family dinners, when she bites her tongue instead of mocking me, I know she understands. I never needed to shout, never needed to humiliate her with rage. All I needed was patience. Because the sweetest revenge isn't taking someone's life apart. It's letting them live in the ruins they built for themselves.